What's up guys? Today we're going to be talking about Sniper Elite V2 Remastered for the Nintendo Switch. Now Steve Kliss reviewed this over on our website nintendoenthusiast.com, so if you want to read the full review, I'll be sure to link that down in the description. Thanks a lot for watching, and let's jump on into this review.
They say that you shouldn't revisit your former glories. I don't think the video games industry heeds this advice though, as remasters are prevalent this generation. The Switch has already seen its fair share of remasters. A fair few of these spin from Nintendo themselves, giving some of the best games on Wii U a new lease of life. Well, now Rebellion are getting in on the action with a remastered version of Sniper Elite V2. The game was originally launched in 2012, though the Wii U version was released in 2013. So how does this remaster hold up now? You play as an American sniper in the Battle of Berlin during the Second World War. Your goal isn't to capture the city though. Instead, you are tasked with taking out, or capturing, the German scientists responsible for the V2 rockets. This is basically an excuse for you to go around killing a lot of Nazi and Russian soldiers, and you will kill a lot of them. Despite being a sniper, you will wipe out hundreds of soldiers. About 2/3 of these will be with a rifle. The rest of the time, you'll either be sneaking around using a silenced pistol, or just trying to survive with a machine gun. Using the sniper rifle feels amazing. Holding L will aim down the sights, holding ZL will look through the scope, and pressing R will slow your breathing so you can be more accurate. The best bit about this though is that you'll get a red diamond showing you exactly where your bullet will hit. This takes into account both wind and the drop off in the bullet arc the further it travels. Hitting a target that's hundreds of meters away from you gives you a real buzz. Take out a few in a row and you feel unstoppable. The shooting mechanics are really good, and the higher the difficulty, the more realistic and harder it becomes. You start every level with a rifle, Thompson machine gun and well-rod pistol. This pistol is suppressed and will be your main weapon when creeping around. It doesn't fire very far and isn't pinpoint accurate, but it'll take down an enemy without drawing any attention. The machine guns should only ever be used as a last resort. It's not just that they will attract every soldier on the map, but they're inaccurate as well. Whether this is a way to force you into using your rifle, I can't say. Your enemies don't seem to have the same issues though. Their weapons seem to be far more accurate and deadlier. Speaking of your enemies, their AI is generally pretty good. They'll try to flank you, take cover, and usually attack you from appropriate ranges for their weapons. Once they spot you, all the enemies in the vicinity will become aware of you. When this happens, you'll have a real fight on your hands. You'll either need to trust in your weapon skills or make a hasty retreat. The AI is not flawless though. I did come across a few occasions where an enemy soldier got stuck either underneath the staircase or on the other side of a door. These were very rare occasions though. Visually, this is a bit of a mixed bag. Sniper Elite V2 is a game from the last console generation, and while the remaster does polish some elements, it still looks dated. A good example is the lighting. The team at Rebellion have added in some really nice modern lighting effects like God rays and lens flare. However, some light sources provide a really fake looking glow. The textures have had a bump in fidelity, but they still aren't a match for Sniper Elite 3 and 4. It also has to be said that there isn't much variation in the look of your surroundings. I understand that this is set in Berlin during the final days of World War II, however nearly all the buildings use the same type of dark grey bricks, and there's a repetition of the same destroyed house models. I just wish there was a bit more variation and use of colour. Content-wise, Sniper Elite V2 Remastered provides a pretty good bang for your buck. The main course is obviously the campaign and will take you around 7 to 8 hours to complete. There are collectibles which will provide you many hours of hunting around. This package also includes all of the DLC that was released for the game. This adds around another hour or two of missions. Then of course there's multiplayer. This comes in 2 flavours, co-op and competitive. There are 4 co-op modes to play where you can blast your way through enemies with a friend. If you'd rather kill your friend than play alongside them, there's 7 different modes to take part in. Unfortunately, I can't comment on the multiplayer as I was unable to find any matches. If it's anything like Sniper Elite 3 and 4 are though, there'll be a lot of fun to be had. As a fan of the Sniper Elite series, I loved going back to Sniper Elite V2. It does remind you of how far the series has moved on this generation with the 3rd and 4th games in the franchise. This remastered version of the second game is still a worthy entry though. It's a great jumping in point for Switch fans before Sniper Elite 3 arrives later this year. The sniping is great and the gruesome X-ray kill shots rarely get dull. The visuals may not be truly current gen, but at a budget price and with a lot of content on offer, it's forgivable. If you're after a realistic World War II shooter, then this is your only choice. Fortunately, Rebellion not only know how to make a great game, but know how to port it to Switch.